Hello there, I'm Dr. Eleanor Smith, and I've spent my career dedicated to the health and well-being of older adults. I've seen firsthand how small changes can make a huge difference in maintaining independence and enjoying life to the fullest. Today, I want to talk about something incredibly important: preventing falls. Have you ever stopped to think if it's possible to stay steady on your feet just by changing the way you walk? If you're over 65, the statistics might sound a little concerning. About 1 in 4 of us will experience a fall this year. But here's the good news, and it's truly empowering. You have the power to reduce that risk. In this article, we're going to explore some key walking techniques that can help you stay upright and independent, no matter your age. Stick with me until the end, because what you'll learn isn't just about understanding how to prevent falls. It's about taking practical, everyday steps to feel safer and more confident on your feet. This is about you taking control of your mobility and living life to the absolute fullest. Now, let's get started. There are times in life when, almost without us noticing, we start to develop little habits that can throw us off balance. These are habits we barely register until they've become ingrained. It's like we're slowly losing that natural connection we once had with our bodies, moving through our days in a kind of disconnected shuffle. Sometimes it feels like we're trudging along, dragging our feet as if through thick, heavy sand, each step a real effort to move forward. Other times, we take quick, hesitant little steps, short, jerky movements, as if we're unsure about fully planting our feet on the ground beneath us. In these moments, it's almost as if we've forgotten how to let our bodies move naturally with the ease and rhythm they're meant to have. Our arms, too, can fall into odd patterns. We might stop swinging them when we walk, holding them stiffly at our sides, or letting them hang there limply, as if weighed down by something only we can feel. These little shifts in movement might seem unimportant at first, just small quirks or passing phases, but over time they become part of how we carry ourselves. And while they might go unnoticed in the hustle and bustle of daily life, their effects are far from insignificant. They can quietly chip away at our stability, subtly undermining our physical confidence and making us more likely to stumble or fall, especially as the years go by and our bodies become less forgiving of these little lapses. Let's start with the very foundation of it all: posture. I like to think of it this way. Picture yourself as a tall, elegant tree. Its roots go deep into the soil, and its branches reach up towards the sunlight. You're strong yet flexible, connected to the earth while also reaching for something higher. When you stand tall, with your shoulders relaxed back and your head held high, there's a quiet strength in that position, a dignity that shines outward. Imagine a delicate, invisible thread extending from the top of your head, gently pulling you upward, encouraging your spine to align. This isn't about forcing yourself into some stiff, statue-like pose. No, it's not about standing like a wooden board or a soldier at attention. It's about finding balance, a feeling of being rooted that allows you to move through the world with grace. I'll always remember my dear friend Rose, a woman whose presence seemed to brighten any room she entered. She had been a ballet dancer in her younger years, and even later in life, She moved with a grace that felt both effortless and intentional. I can still hear her voice, soft but firm, as she shared her wisdom with me one afternoon. "It's not just about looking elegant," she said. "It's about feeling grounded." That simple sentence has stayed with me ever since, a gentle reminder of what posture truly means. It's not just about appearances, though it certainly gives an air of confidence. It's an anchor, a steadying force that connects us to ourselves and the world around us. When we let ourselves slouch, even just a little, our center of gravity shifts forward, throwing everything slightly off balance. It's like stacking a pile of books on a table with one wobbly leg. The whole thing teeters, ready to fall with the slightest nudge. Every step becomes a gamble, a shaky dance with instability. But when we take a moment to straighten up, to bring ourselves into alignment, we build a solid base, a platform from which every movement can spring with confidence. It's not just a physical adjustment. It's an emotional one, too. Standing tall fosters a sense of resilience, a quiet certainty that carries us through life's uneven paths. Now, let's turn to something we often take for granted: the way our arms move when we walk. Picture yourself as the conductor of a grand orchestra, standing with your chest open, your arms sweeping through the air in smooth, purposeful arcs. You guide the music, setting the tempo with each graceful motion. That's how your arms should feel when you walk, fluid and rhythmic, working together with your legs to create a symphony of balance. As your right leg steps forward, your left arm swings gently ahead. And when your left leg moves forward, your right arm follows. It's a dance as old as humanity itself, a natural rhythm built into our very design. This arm swing isn't just a fancy extra or a matter of style. It's a key part of how we stay steady. Each time you take a step, your body shifts its weight for a moment, which can throw your balance off. That opposite arm motion is your built-in counterweight, a subtle correction that keeps you upright. It's as if your body has its own internal gyroscope, finely tuned over thousands of years to keep you from tipping over. Without it, you're like a tightrope walker without a pole, still moving forward maybe, but much more likely to wobble with each step. I've seen this happen time and again, especially with older folks whose habits have become very firm over the years. One memory stands out clearly. Mr. Thompson, a kind, weathered man I met some years ago. He had a habit of walking with his arms held tightly at his sides, as stiff as a toy soldier. One day I was curious and asked him, "Why don't you let your arms swing a bit?" He chuckled, a little embarrassed, and said, "I don't want folks thinking I'm rushing around all frantic like." It was such an honest, unassuming answer, but it made me realize how unaware he was of the cost. By keeping his arms locked in place, he wasn't just making his walk less fluid. He was taking away a vital part of his body's balancing system. Over time, that stiffness made him more unsteady than he needed to be, a small choice with big consequences. It wasn't until he started to consciously let his arms swing naturally, matching their rhythm to the pace of his steps, that he felt a real difference in his stability. What had once been hesitant, unsteady walks became smoother, more effortless, and much less scary. The fear of stumbling, which had been like a shadow over every step, began to fade, replaced by a new sense of ease and confidence in his movements. Now let's focus on an aspect of walking that might seem simple at first, but is actually very important: the way our feet and legs work together as we move. Walking, when you look closely, is a beautifully coordinated process that happens in two main parts: the stance phase and the swing phase. The stance phase starts the moment your foot touches the ground, giving you a firm base and a stable foundation. Then comes the swing phase, where your leg gracefully moves forward, getting ready for the next step. All the time, one foot stays firmly on the ground, acting as a steadying force, a reliable point to pivot on in this constant dance of motion. It's a rhythm of ongoing weight shifts, dynamic yet always balanced, needing both coordination and trust in your body's natural abilities. The stance phase begins with that crucial first touch, the heel strike. This first contact sets the stage for everything that follows, serving as the foundation of proper walking form. I often see people develop habits that weaken this foundation, like striking the ground with their toes first, or even worse, shuffling along with barely lifting their feet. Toe striking might feel natural to some, but it takes away important ground clearance, making you more likely to trip over even small bumps. It's like walking on a slick, icy surface where every step feels risky, like you're about to slip. Shuffling makes this risk even greater, turning movement into a hesitant scrape across the ground instead of a confident stride. Contrast that with a heel-first approach. When your heel lands firmly and your foot rolls smoothly from heel to toe, you create a controlled, deliberate movement. This technique not only improves balance, but also reduces the chance of stumbling, offering a safer, more grounded way to move through the world. Think of it as laying a strong foundation before building a house. Get this right and everything else falls into place. Walking is so much more than just a way to get from one place to another. It's a deeply personal, almost meditative experience that connects you to your body and the earth beneath you. Each step is a statement of independence, a boost to your physical well-being, and a quiet comfort for your mind. Small, intentional adjustments, like keeping an upright posture, letting your arms swing freely with your legs, and stepping forward with purpose, can lead to big changes. These little shifts might seem small on their own, but together they create a feeling of stability and confidence, making you stronger against the unexpected challenges of life. Picture yourself walking across a wide field. The tall grass bends gently in the breeze, brushing against your legs. The ground beneath your feet is soft, giving way slightly with each step. Yet every movement matters. When you lead with your heel, lifting your foot high enough to clear the grass, you glide over potential obstacles with ease and confidence. But if you switch to a toe strike, the scene changes completely. Your rhythm falters, your steps become unsteady, and you stumble as if the ground itself is trying to pull you down. It's a small change, but it has the power to completely change how you move through both real and imagined landscapes. I once had the pleasure of working with a wonderful woman named Mrs. Johnson. a warm and determined person who had spent years shuffling through her days. "I'm just trying to take small steps," she'd say with a gentle smile, her voice a little cautious. She thought she was being careful, protecting herself by keeping her movements small. But actually, those tiny scraping steps were slowly making her less stable, putting her at a greater risk of falling. Together, we focused on something that seemed very simple: landing heel first. It was a revelation for her. With practice, Mrs. Johnson started to feel a sense of balance she hadn't had in years, a deep, solid stability that spread through her whole body. Each step became an act of taking back her footing, not just on the ground, but in her life. Physically, she stood taller. Emotionally, she glowed with a quiet pride. It was a change that went beyond just how she moved. It was about regaining confidence. The magic isn't just in where your foot lands, but in what happens next. As your heel touches down and your foot flattens, your body naturally shifts its weight onto the standing leg. This is a crucial moment for staying balanced. It's less about the act of stepping and more about finding your center, that perfect spot of groundedness that keeps you steady. Imagine a seesaw perfectly balanced. As one side goes up, the other comes down, creating harmony in motion. Yet, for many, especially older adults, this natural weight shift can weaken over time, often because of fear or habits that have become ingrained. I think of Mr. Peterson, a stubborn but lovable man who insisted on walking with his feet spread wide apart. "This feels more stable," he'd argue, convinced that a wider stance was his safety net. But in reality, by resisting the natural weight shift, he was actually throwing off his balance, making himself more likely to wobble and fall. He didn't realize that stability isn't about spreading yourself too thin. It's about moving with intention. When you embrace that full weight shift, everything changes. Your feet no longer straddle a wide space. Instead, they line up, one stepping directly in front of the other. It's like walking along a narrow path through the woods, each step deliberate and sure. Your core muscles wake up, working with every step to keep you upright and centered. There's a dancer's grace to it, fluid, poised, and ready to adapt. Walking with a wide stance might seem like it offers a bigger base, but it's actually quite fragile. Your weight is spread out too much, making you less agile and less able to adjust when the ground shifts beneath you. Bring your feet closer together, though, and you create a compact, powerful foundation, agile and responsive, like a tightrope walker who is in tune with every tiny movement of the wire. It's freeing, this subtle mastery of movement, a quiet strength that whispers, "I am in control." Let's explore some practical ways to strengthen this heel strike habit and build that stability. Picture yourself strolling along a beautiful sandy beach. The warm sand shifts under your feet with each step. Your heel presses into the sand, leaving a clear, defined imprint, proof of your intention. Practice walking with mindful heel strikes, paying attention to how your foot lands and rolls forward. It might feel a little awkward at first, like learning a new language, but with time, it becomes second nature, a natural part of how you move. To improve your weight-shifting skills, try a single-leg stance exercise. Stand near a chair or counter for support. Lift one leg slightly off the ground and hold the position for a few seconds before switching sides. Imagine a flamingo, poised and elegant on one leg. This is your strength taking route. The more you practice, the more your balance will improve, making every step feel steady and sure. For tandem walking, find a straight line, maybe a crack in the sidewalk or a piece of tape on the floor, and walk heel to toe, as if you're balancing on a low beam. Imagine yourself as a tightrope artist, each step a careful celebration of precision and power. It's a delicate dance, yes, but the reward is huge. A body that moves with purpose, a mind that trusts its footing. Consistency is key here. Even just 5 minutes a day can lead to significant improvements in your stability and self-confidence. And if you ever feel unsteady, don't hesitate to use tools like a cane or walker. These aren't signs of weakness. They're extensions of your strength, loyal companions that help you move forward with dignity. They're not about what you've lost. They're about what you're determined to keep. Every step you take is a victory, a quiet act of defiance against the obstacles life throws your way. It's a declaration of your strength, your will to keep going. So, embrace it fully. Stand tall, step boldly, and take pride in every step you take. You're not just walking, you're claiming your place in the world, one grounded, glorious step at a time. I completely understand that many older adults may feel hesitant or even resistant to the idea of using assistive devices. There's often a deeply ingrained feeling, a quiet belief that they don't really need help, or that they're still young and capable enough to manage without any support. I've heard it myself countless times. I don't need a cane, or I'm not that old yet. These feelings come from a place of pride, independence, and maybe even a little bit of denial about the natural changes that come with time. But I'd like you to pause for a moment and think about something with me. Imagine you're going on a long, beautiful hike, maybe through a forest with tall trees, or along a winding path with amazing views. Maybe you're even walking with a good friend or loved one. In that situation, would you hesitate to pick up a sturdy walking stick to help you along the way? A walking stick on that hike wouldn't make you enjoy it less or feel less capable. In fact, it would probably make the experience better. It would give you balance on uneven ground, support when your legs feel a little tired, and ultimately let you enjoy the beauty of the journey without worrying. That's exactly what assistive devices like canes or walkers are meant to do in your everyday life. They're not symbols of weakness or giving up. They're tools of empowerment and freedom. They allow you to move through your days with more confidence, stability, and most importantly, safety. Whether you're going up a tricky set of stairs, walking down the sidewalk, or just getting up to relax in your favorite chair. Let's think about this a little more. The real threat to your balance and mobility isn't how many birthdays you've had or the wrinkles on your face. It's being inactive. When you let yourself become too still, when you sit for too long or avoid physical movement, that's when your strength starts to fade. It's not about losing your independence by accepting help. It's about taking control of it, choosing to stay active, walking with intention, and using the right tools for the job. That's you, taking charge of your health and your future. It's a proactive step, a statement that you're not ready to let life pass you by. Every single step you take with a cane or walker isn't a step away from being independent. It's a bold step towards it. And here's something I want you to remember. No matter how many years you've lived, you have the power to walk safely and confidently. This isn't just about avoiding a fall, although that's certainly important. It's about embracing life to the fullest. It's about getting back to the simple pleasures that might have started to feel out of reach. The joy of a leisurely walk in the park, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the quiet satisfaction of moving through your day without that constant fear holding you back. This isn't something to be afraid of or avoid. It's something to welcome with open arms. The ability to walk with confidence and grace should make you feel proud, not embarrassed. It's clear proof that you're still here, actively engaging with the world around you, full of energy and potential. Every step you take is a testament to your resilience and your refusal to let age define what you can do. Now, let's shift our focus to the space around you, your environment. Think of it like setting the stage for a great performance. When you go to see a play, you expect the stage to be carefully arranged, free of clutter, safe for the actors to move across, and well lit so every moment shines. You wouldn't want props scattered everywhere or shadows making it hard to see. It would take away from the story and put the actors at risk. Your home and surroundings work the same way. They need to be carefully prepared to support you as the star of your own daily life, allowing you to move through your routines with ease and security. Take a moment to look around where you are right now. Are there uneven spots on the sidewalk outside your door that could catch your foot? Are there loose rugs inside that might slide out from under you? Is there a cluttered hallway with boxes or furniture that could trip you up? These might seem like small, unimportant details, but they can have a big impact on your safety and peace of mind. And let's not forget how important lighting is, especially as the day turns into evening. A well-lit path, whether it's in your living room or your front yard, is essential. When it gets darker, shadows can hide dangers, and a little extra light can make all the difference. I'll never forget a story about my old neighbor, Mr. Davis. He was a kind man who loved gardening, and his backyard was beautiful, with rows of colorful flowers and neatly trimmed bushes. But for a while, he had trouble enjoying it. I'd see him out there, stumbling over a tangled garden hose, or almost losing his balance, trying to avoid the tools he'd left scattered on the path. It made me sad to see him struggle in a place that brought him so much joy. So one afternoon, we worked together. We rolled up the hose, put away the tools, and cleared a smooth, open walkway through his garden. It wasn't just about tidying up. It was about turning that space into a safe place where he could walk freely, enjoying the smell of his roses and taking care of his plants without any worry. Seeing the confidence come back to his steps, the way he lit up as he moved through his little paradise again, warmed my heart. That's what a safe environment can do. It's not just physical, it's emotional too. When you go outside, take a moment to choose your route carefully. Look for paths that are smooth and well-maintained, with plenty of light to guide you. Try to avoid cracked sidewalks or bumpy ground whenever you can. There's no shame in being careful and taking your time. And while we're talking about this, let's talk about footwear. It's like choosing the right gear for that hike we talked about earlier. You wouldn't go on a trail in flimsy sandals. You'd pick boots with good grip, a comfortable fit, and enough support to carry you through. The same idea applies here. Whether you're walking around your kitchen or stepping out to get the mail, the right shoes can make a big difference. A little extra stability under your feet can go a long way. But here's the thing. Preventing falls and staying steady isn't just about physical effort. It's about your whole lifestyle. Think of it like leading an orchestra, where every instrument needs to play together to create something beautiful. A balanced diet, restful sleep, and taking care of your emotional and mental well-being all work together to keep you strong and grounded. Make sure you're eating healthy foods, getting enough calcium and vitamin D to keep your bones strong, and enough protein to keep your muscles resilient. Pay attention to getting enough rest, too. A tired body is more likely to wobble. And don't forget the power of your mind in all of this. Life can throw unexpected challenges that can make you feel stressed or worried, and that tension can affect your balance just as much as a slippery floor. Taking a few minutes for mindfulness, maybe a deep breath by the window or a quiet moment of meditation, can calm your nerves and steady your stance. It's all connected. Your body, your mind, your spirit. When they're in sync, you'll feel more solid, more present, and more capable with every step you take. You deserve to live a life that's rich, vibrant, and full of possibilities. And these small, intentional choices are the building blocks that make it happen. Your journey might look a little different now than it did years ago, but that doesn't make it any less special or worth enjoying. With the right tools, a safe and supportive environment around you, and a positive attitude that says, "I've got this," you can keep thriving no matter what the calendar says. You're not just getting by, you're living fully and fearlessly. As we finish up today, I hope you've learned some valuable things about how to walk with confidence, improve your mobility, and make your surroundings safer. The journey of aging doesn't have to be filled with fear or uncertainty. With the right information, a positive mindset, and a little extra care, you can continue to live life fully, enjoying every step along the way. So, what did you learn today? Was there something new that stood out to you? Maybe it was the power of a heel strike, the importance of swinging your arms, or perhaps how simple changes in your home can help you stay steady. Practical life lesson. Remember, every step you take is a step forward in your life. Just like tending a garden, nurturing your ability to walk safely and confidently requires consistent effort and attention. Start by focusing on one small change in your walking technique or your environment this week. Notice how it makes you feel. Small improvements can lead to big gains in your overall well-being and independence. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you learned today that you plan to put into practice? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences can inspire others on their journey to staying active and independent.